The bookstore was quiet that afternoon, sunlight spilling softly through tall windows and dust motes dancing in the golden light. Sophia wandered between the aisles, her fingers grazing the spines of novels, but her thoughts weren't on the books. They were on Emma, her best friend, her secret, her desire. Emma had arrived just minutes ago, and she was somewhere close, hiding behind the shelves, playful and teasing, and Sophia could feel the tension building in her chest with every passing second. Emma emerged silently, eyes locking with Sophia's, a small, knowing smile spreading across her face. It was a smile that carried secrets, promises, and a magnetic pull that made Sophia's knees go weak. She tried to act casual, pretending to study the books in front of her, but every nerve in her body screamed that this moment, right here, was theirs alone. "Looking for something special?" Emma asked softly, her voice low and velvety, making Sophia's heartbeat accelerate. She stepped closer, brushing past Sophia in the narrow aisle, and the simple touch sent a thrill through her like electricity. Sophia dared a glance up and caught Emma's eyes, wide and inviting, as if daring her to make the first move. Sophia's hands trembled slightly as she reached for a book, her fingers grazing Emma's, and this time the touch lingered, deliberate, intimate, teasing. Emma leaned closer, their shoulders touching, breaths mingling in the quiet of the aisle, and Sophia felt herself melting into her presence. The air between them was heavy with anticipation, every heartbeat echoing in the empty bookstore, every glance loaded with unspoken desire. "You've been avoiding looking at me like that all week," Emma whispered, tilting her head, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Sophia swallowed hard, her lips parting slightly, unsure if she wanted to speak or simply lean in and close the distance. Emma stepped even closer, her hand brushing against Sophia's, fingers intertwining for the briefest second, and Sophia felt the warmth flood her body. I can't help it," Sophia admitted in a barely audible whisper. "I've wanted this for so long." Emma smiled softly and leaned forward, resting her forehead against Sophia's. The closeness was dizzying, the tension unbearable and exquisite. Sophia's hands found their way to Emma's waist, holding her gently yet possessively, while Emma's fingers threaded through her hair, pulling her a little closer. Their lips met in a slow, exploratory kiss, soft at first, testing the waters, but then deepening as desire took over. The world outside the bookstore ceased to exist. They pressed against each other, bodies fitting naturally, warmth and longing mixing in the quiet shadows of the aisle. Sophia's hands roamed carefully over Emma's back, memorizing the curve of her waist, the strength in her shoulders, while Emma's hands explored the nape of Sophia's neck, her arms holding her as though she would never let go. Every touch, every sigh, every soft murmur was a language only they understood, a conversation of passion and love that had been building in secrecy for months. They moved together through the bookstore, stealing kisses in quiet corners, hands brushing, bodies close, sharing laughs and whispered confessions. Sophia rested her head against Emma's shoulder as they paused near a window, their fingers intertwined, and the sunlight painted them in golden hues. It felt like time had slowed down just for them, giving them the freedom to explore the depth of their connection, to surrender to the intensity of their feelings. Emma leaned down, brushing her lips against Sophia's collarbone, eliciting a shiver of pleasure and excitement. Sophia tilted her head, giving her access, pressing her body closer, letting herself be carried away by the intimacy of the moment. Their whispers grew breathier, their touches bolder, as they navigated the delicate line between secrecy and surrender. Every heartbeat, every brush of skin, every lingering gaze fueled the fire that had been smoldering between them for too long. Eventually, they found a small, secluded corner near the back of the store. They pressed close, arms wrapped around each other, foreheads touching, lips meeting in a passionate kiss that spoke of months of hidden longing and unspoken dreams. Sophia's hands caressed Emma's back and sides, feeling the warmth, the softness, the reality of her presence. Emma responded in kind, exploring every inch of Sophia with care and tenderness, their bodies moving together in perfect rhythm, bound by desire and affection. Time became meaningless. Each stolen touch, each whisper, each shared breath drew them deeper into a world that belonged only to them. The bookstore became a sanctuary, a secret haven where love could be expressed fully, freely, and passionately. Their connection was electric, unrelenting, and deeply intimate, both physical and emotional, a fusion of hearts and bodies in a way that felt inevitable, natural, and perfect. When at last they separated, gasping softly, smiles and lingering touches shared, the world outside the bookstore felt distant and irrelevant. They held each other close, foreheads pressed together, eyes shimmering with emotion, knowing that this hidden love, these stolen moments, were the beginning of something profound. Their bond was undeniable, a fierce, tender flame that could no longer be hidden. Sophia whispered softly into Emma's ear, "I've waited for this for us." Emma kissed her temple gently, whispering back, "And I'll never let you go." They lingered in each other's embrace, savoring the intimacy, the closeness, the passion, and the love that was theirs alone, hidden, stolen, and utterly perfect. In the quiet corners of the bookstore, Sophia and Emma had discovered a love that would endure, one stolen moment at a time.